Hi guys, how you doing? So this is the live stream for the groups I teach at Chandler and St James. So I hope everyone is okay. I see there's a couple of people already arrived. ID, hope you're both doing well. ID, hope you're both doing well. So yeah, like I've said before, this is your opportunity to ask me any questions about the work I've set, just a general. Also, if you want to have sort of ask, just tell me how you've been getting on with it, really. I know a couple of you last week asked to move on, and so I said last week that I couldn't do that for this week because I'd already sorted out the videos I was going to send you on Monday. But I think next week we should be able to move on, or at least start to move on a little bit. So we'll start off with let's start off with Heidi to start off with. So Heidi, you're currently with the St James group, and you are this week. I sent you 3 things, I believe. I sent you Ode to Joy Part 2, or Learning Part 2, with both hands, and then I sent you a video with the dotted rhythms, sort of explaining what they are, how to write them, things like that, and then also a slow play along to Ode to Joy. Okay. So we'll just go through them very quickly. So Ode to Joy, both hands. Yes, I did. Excellent. Cool. I'm glad that. So I just got that message, Heidi. Thank you. So yeah, hopefully you found playing Part 2 okay. And yeah, you didn't find it too difficult. The bit that I want you to definitely have a go at is the slow play along, because that's going to encourage you to not, what's the word? Not rush through the bits you can do and then sort of stop and then work out the bits you can't do. It's really important when we play music that we actually play to a beat, because when we play with a musician, we play, we have to stay in time. So it's no good if we play one section really quickly and the next section really slowly, because we can't play it. Oh, hi Eddie, how you doing? I've just seen you're here. Cool, nice to see you, Eddie. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, the slow play along is trying to initially encourage you to play along to a beat. Next week, I'm going to send you the play along to the backing track, and I want you to try and play both hands to the backing track. And they'd be quite fast, to Joy. But hopefully, Heidi, I think last week you said that you were pretty comfortable with it. So hopefully you'd be okay with that. And then after you've done that video, we're going to start Lean on Me. Okay, we're going to start first one next week. We're going to look at the melody. Okay. In fact, I might actually send you both parts of the melody because they're quite similar. So yeah, you can start learning a new piece. Sorry if I've dragged on Ode to Joy, but now is the time you can learn a new piece. So hopefully that's made you happy. Okay, so that's hopefully, if you have any questions about that, Heidi, then let me know and I'll answer them now. But hopefully that all made sense. Hopefully the dotted rhythms made sense as well. So in Ode to Joy, you've got a dotted crotchet. So hopefully you understand what that means now. It's basically a dotted crotchet. The dot adds half a beat because it's half of whatever the note it was attached to, sort of adding that. Okay, hopefully that makes sense for you. Right, then we'll move on to the other group of St James's, which Eddie, I believe, is your group. So Eddie, Evie, Lily, and Sarah. So you guys are actually doing exactly the same thing as what I've just said to Heidi. So Eddie, hopefully you were listening when I said that. And then, yeah, you should be okay. I'll just say it very quickly again. Dotted rhythms, so that's like dotted crotchets, dotted minims, and dotted semi quavers. No, you didn't do so. Sorry, dotted minims and crotchets. That's what I mean. And then you had the slow play along. Eddie, I hope you got on okay with that. Learning the left-hand part and right-hand part for Part 2. I sent you both those back to back because I thought it'd be enough for you guys to get through this week, and hopefully you'd be able to. I think you guys are sort of quite good at getting through stuff, so hoping that you found that all right. Excellent, good. It sounds like Eddie's doing well. Lots of yeses coming through, so I'm glad to hear that. Eddie, if you have any questions about the stuff I said, so like the dotted crotchets or dotted minims, or how to play the second part of Ode to Joy, or where's the beat in the slow play along, like whatever, ask me a question and I will answer for you. And then just like Heidi, next week you're going to start a new song, Lean on Me, but you're also going to try and play Ode to Joy along to the backing track. And I want you to do that bit first before you start Lean on Me. Okay, it's important that we learn how to play along to a backing track, and it's important we're comfortable enough playing with both hands to play along to a backing track at a relatively fast speed. Okay, so I want you to try and do that bit before you move on to Lean on Me, please. Okay, awesome. So that's both groups for St James. You guys are sorted now. So I've just seen other person here. Ella, is that Ella Walton's arrived? Hi Ella, if that is Ella Walton, actually I can see that. Ella Smith, I can see you're here as well. So let's go through Ella Smith's, your group first. So you guys were doing Lean on Me. You were learning how to play the right and left hand together for part 2. Hopefully you found that okay. It's quite similar to part 1, except for that sort of only one bar of G at the end and going back to C, and obviously the slightly different melody as well. So hopefully you found that bit okay. And then you also had dotted crotchets and dotted rhythms. So I hope you found that all right as well. Basically, the dot just adds half of whatever note was before it. Okay, so if there was a minim before it, which is a 2-beat note, half of a minim would be 1. So you add 1 beat to the minim note. So that would make 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, so that'd be a 3-beat note. If it was a crotchet and they had a dot next to it, it'd be half of a crotchet. Crotchet is 1 beat, so the dot would add half a beat. So 1 plus half is 1.5. That one's slightly difficult to count. You'd have to count that. So instead of obviously 3 beats, you just go 1, 2, 3. But for 1.5 beats, the way I'd normally count it would be 1 and. So 1, 2, and on the and you change the next note. So 1. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, just say, George, you're talking gibberish, and explain it better, please. Okay. And then you guys had Lean on Me playing with both hands to a slow backing track. So similar to Ode to Joy, the guys I was talking about for Ode to Joy, is basically to play along to a backing track, to play along to a beat, because we have to be able to play with other musicians at some point in our lives. So we have to be able to stay in time with them. So this is a really good exercise to get you away from, playing at your own speed and playing it to a time. Now, actually this goes for both of you, once you've got good at the timing or the speed that I've set in that video, if you can get an app on your phone, tablet, computer, whatever it is, I think it's probably, if you type in metronome, Freemet, you'll probably find something if you're doing it on a computer. I want you to try it at a faster speed. So I think it was 80. I set it at, but then you can try 90, 100, 110, and see if you can keep up with the beats. Okay, and only go as fast as you can go at the bit you find the hardest. If that makes sense. Okay, so don't go as fast as you can do the easy bit, because then you'll get to the hard bit and you can't play at that speed. So the hardest bit you can play, or the hardest bit you find, do it at the speed that you can play that at. If that makes sense. Okay, Eddie, I've just seen you've said, can you show me next time you teach Jacob? Absolutely, you can. I'd love to see how you're getting on, because I can see you popping your head around the corner every now and again when I'm teaching Jacob, but it'd be nice to see you and see how you're getting on. So yeah, absolutely you can. I'm teaching you next on Wednesday, I think, so I can show you then. Sorry, you can show me then. Awesome. Okay, decent, good man. And then the other group I have with Chandler, so that'd be Ella Walton, your group. Hi Ella, hope you're doing well. You guys are doing the same thing as what I just said for the other group, so hopefully that makes all makes sense. I think I've basically now gone through everything, and I'll just give you a couple of minutes basically to ask me any questions. I know there's a bit of delay between me saying it and you guys getting the audio. So I'll just give this opportunity, the last sort of couple of minutes, to see if you have any questions for me. Even if I've already gone through your stuff, I'll ask it again. Any questions at all about the work I've set. And yeah, just let me know and I will do my best to answer them. And I'm hoping that everyone's had plenty of time to practice keyboard. And I hope everyone's been finding it too sort of good fun. Another thing to point out actually is that I know I've been moving at the speed I've been moving. If you find that's been too slow, I will try to pick it up if you think it's too slow, or slow it down, but you need to let me know. I'm just going at the speed that I think you will learn it at. For example, when you start learning things with both hands, it's going to take longer than when you're just learning the melody and the chords separately. okay? Which is why I take a bit longer on that bit. So you actually learn the individual quickly, but putting it together takes a bit longer. So that might be why we've spent a couple of weeks on Ode to Joy or Lean on Me, for example, okay? But yeah, you need to let me know if I'm going too slowly, and I will do my best to speed it up. Obviously, I've got to go at a speed that people who are finding it slightly harder can do as well. So I don't want to go rushing ahead and, leave people behind. But also I don't want, if everyone is finding it really easy, then I don't want to, you make you all bored. That's not my intention. I'm sure you're all already bored enough at home anyway. So I don't want to make you even more bored. Okay. Right. In that case, I've not had any more questions, so I'm assuming everyone is happy with what I've set them this week. I will see you on Monday for the next round of videos. A couple of you, I believe, are starting. In fact, no, both of you are starting new pieces next week. So, guys or people from Chandler, you are starting a piece called Monday Blues next week, and then St. James, you guys are starting Lean on Me, as I said. Both groups, I believe, are starting that. So yeah, if any of you have the if any of you have the book as well and have any songs that you'd like to do, then just let me know and I'll see if I can add them in. Right, I want to call it a day there. Thank you everyone for coming along. It's nice to have some people who are actually asking questions and saying hello and things like that. So thank you very much for coming along. Bye, Ella. Nice to see you. Nice to have you here with me. And yeah, I will see you this time next week. Have a great week. Try not to get bored. Hope you find lots of things to do. And thank you for coming. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.